Welcome to VMblog's coverage of KubeCon and CloudNativeCon 2023, taking place in Chicago. And today I have with me Divanny Lamas, who is the CEO of Transposit. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Nice to meet you, Brian.
Nice to meet you as well. Maybe you can start by giving our readers kind of a quick overview of the company.
Sure. So Transposit is a reliability platform. We help our customers with everything from alert to on-call to incident management, investigation resolution, and all the way to helping them write their postmortem and, getting better over time.
Now, since we're here talking about the KubeCon CloudNativeCon event itself, maybe if you could just give us, a little explanation on how your company fits within the ecosystem that's being discussed here at the show.
Yeah, so lots of our customers use, the type of technology that people are talking about at KubeCon. And, we fit in a couple of ways. We've got integrations to lots of different pieces of the stack. Our integration platform has hundreds of different integrations. And so that covers everything from infrastructure vendors like AWS all the way to, cloud SaaS providers like Jira and observability tools, and certainly a lot of pieces around the infrastructure stack. And we really focus on two ways that we help our customers on the way that they think about debugging and resolving issues. One of them is in helping them take signals from those different systems and then being able to respond to them more appropriately. And the other one is on automating response plays. So think of, being able to kind of take some of the things that might be traditionally relegated to some out-of-date documentation or a runbook and putting that into, a more automated type of approach.
Now, you've already talked about kind of how it's being used by people that are attending KubeCon, but maybe you can more specifically talk about the specific problems that you solve and talk about maybe some use cases.
Yeah, I always like to talk to people about what happens when an alert goes off in your environment, right? So like traditionally you have an alert, it kicks off and it's a little bit of chaos. You might have a system that wakes some people up and then they're in the trenches, they're trying to get whatever debugging information they can, trying to figure out what steps they need to take to get the experience back up and running for their customers. And so, one of the places where we really shine is in taking all of those steps involved in bringing people together, but also bringing all the data into one place and pulling up that dossier of information that someone might need to contextually understand what action they need to take next. So more specifically, I have an issue and I want to pull up all of the relevant changes that have been deployed over the last 48 hours that might be related to that particular issue that I'm seeing. Or I want to pull some observability data from whatever I'm using for observability, whether that's Datadog or Splunk or something from an Elk stack or Grafana, and I want that like right in place. We do integrate with people's chat environments, so things like Slack and Teams, and so it's very common for us to just kind of like take that information, just put it all at their fingertips, so everyone's looking at one unified view of the world. The other place where we do a lot of work is in automating workflows. So a typical workflow might be, every time that we have this particular issue, we want to do certain things in order to help us buy some time. So that might mean everything from, scaling up service or restarting something that might not be working, or even rolling back a change if, that's one of the things that we've determined is going on, and wrapping that up as a really simple human in the loop type of automation that people can take when needed.
Now, there's going to be a lot of different sponsors at the trade show, so I know the expo hall is going to be packed with various vendors showing off their technologies. What would you say, or can you double click on sort of what your technology is a bit more, and maybe talk about what makes you unique or differentiated in the market? So we can kind of drive some traffic and interest of folks to come talk to you at the show.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that for us, it's really about reimagining how platform teams and SRE teams and on-call engineers and even customer support teams are handling their incidents from alert to resolution. So whether they're seasoned pros that have been coming to KubeCon for a really long time and know all the technology like the back of their hands, or if they're just getting started on their journey and looking for someone that can help them take some of that complexity and make it a little easier to manage. One of the things that we are announcing at KubeCon this year is our new on-call product. And that's a really important milestone for us in streamlining the incident lifecycle process by allowing users to create and manage and automate all those flows in one platform. So it's really the first time that you have on-call alerting in the same place as incident management and remediation and investigation. So, what I'd say is I think there's a lot of other approaches that have taken approaches that are just, kind of very strictly focused on call, or they're just strictly focused on incident response. We do both. We're the first one and the only one that does both. And so I think that anyone who's interested in learning more about that, who isn't happy with their on-call tooling today, or is just interested in a different approach, one that's a little bit more developer friendly and more built to be really extensible, should absolutely come visit our booth and talk to us.
Now, one of the hot topics out there right now is obviously AI. Get your opinion on this. Should businesses be looking at implementing AI into their incident management processes? And if so, how and why?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's been a lot of noise recently about AI in developer workflows in particular, right? So, we've all seen the news from Copilot. I think there was just a recent report that they're now doing over 100 million ARR on GitHub Copilot, which is pretty exciting, right? It tells us that there's a lot of adoption of those workflows. But I actually think that there's an even bigger opportunity in enterprises on operations workflows. And I think there's very, very little out there right now. It's just, kind of the very beginnings of this phase. But operations is just a world where, especially in the cloud native and kind of the Kubernetes ecosystem, there's just a lot of complexity. You've got people that you're bringing on board, and they might be reskilling from a different area of the business, or they're coming in from a developer mindset and kind of learning this environment for the first time. And there's just so much to know. There's so much tooling. There's so much sprawl, and so I think that you're going to find that AI is going to be so powerful in helping reduce manual toil for those teams, helping them get immediate context. And I'm a big believer that these operations flows are going to be one of the kind of one of the real breakouts. So what I tell people is, don't forget to look outside of the pure developer flows. I think we're all excited to see how AI can help us write better code. But don't miss the opportunity to take your operations and really take it to the next level as well.
Now, you've already talked about one of your announcements at the show. Do you have anything else that you're going to be showing or announcing at the show?
Yes. So one of the things that we're going to be showcasing is our new AI operator. So our AI operator, I think of it a little bit as a superpowered teammate that, kind of sits in people's environments and helps them anytime they're having issues, anytime they're having an incident, to bolster their full incident process. And so it can auto detect incidents. It can offer suggestions, actionable suggestions on what you should do next. It has the ability to summarize incidents. And it can even provide, kind of help around automatically generating postmortems and helping teams, kind of take what can be a really, really cumbersome and long process at the end of an incident and just turn that into something that happens automatically.
Now, on the keynote stage during KubeCon, we're going to hear a lot of things about big picture items and futures. What big themes and trends is your company interested in as we head into 2024?
I think that I think there's a lot of adoption at this point on the ecosystem, but it's still a little chaotic, right? So I'm really interested in what people are going to talk about as how do we take some of this like manual rolling that's going on right now and create more consistency in process. We're entering this maturity phase that I certainly expect that other vendors are going to show up and have a big story around how to democratize that access and how to, kind of create a little bit more of a guardrail type of approach. Because I think it's becoming clear that just like the days of like complete, shooting from your hip, manually run environments like that's not really going to work, right? I also think, again, I'm really interested to see what people say about AI. I think it's still very early innings in this space, but I do think that it just promises to be an answer to a lot of the types of problems that I hear from people, ranging from, kind of overload in terms of the number of tools that they've got, all the way to just kind of helping take institutional knowledge and make it accessible to more people, and all the way to like taking process and toil, and in a world where a lot of teams are trying to do a lot more with a lot less, giving them better efficiency benefits.
Well, thanks for giving us a better understanding of Transposit. Maybe we could take a quick look at the demo of the product and get a demo.
Yeah, sure. So for today's demo, we're going to look at our AI operator, and we're going to start off in a on-call channel that someone has in Slack. And so it's a really common thing in these on-call channels for people to do things like post information that they're seeing from their environment. That might be something like saying, the website seems to be slow right now. And, they might add additional context in here. They might add screenshots from other systems, links to, certain dashboards, logs, or they might even add additional contextual information, like saying things like, seeing a spike in errors reported from the support team. I think publishing is down. And so what our AI operator is doing is it's watching this channel, and it's watching as people are having conversations and detecting when we might be approaching the threshold of an incident. When it sees that that threshold has been passed, it's going to, give us some guidance, like say, let's report an incident. And when we do that, it's going to create a sample title and a sample summary for us. As well as giving us some additional fields here that are fully customizable in our product. And with that, it's going to run a incident workflow. And this incident workflow is doing a few things behind the scenes. One of the things it's doing is it's creating a new Slack channel. It's posting some different information, like our runbook, the ability to create action items, the ability to run other commands, and also to page on call, which is in our web UI over here. You can see like we've got full escalation policies, schedules, the ability to do overrides, etc. But for now, we're going to go back to this AI operator. And what we see is that a conversation is ongoing, and we're watching this conversation. We're using LLMs behind the scenes to detect when we want to move along our process. So that means that do things like author incident updates, give us the ability to, in a human in the loop way, come in and edit them, and also even change the state of the actual incident. So, I'm going to update that, and I'm going to let that conversation continue as our little friends here, Charlie and David and Alice, continue their conversation. And I'm going to fast forward right now and just go ahead and close this incident. When I close the incident, one of the other really cool pieces of functionality in our AI operator is going to happen, which is it's going to take all of the conversation we've been seeing and all of the activity and all of the automation, and it's going to create a set of key events. And it's going to take those key events and turn them into the beginnings of a postmortem for us. And when it's done producing that postmortem, it's going to post it into our channel here. We also have the ability to post this into tools like Google Docs and Confluence and SharePoint. We have a number of different integrations in our product, which allow us to, take these kinds of, pieces of data and process and tie them into other systems using a really slick low-code interface. So, we'd love to talk to anyone who is interested in, seeing how AI might be able to help them in their incident management and on-call processes at our booth at KubeCon.
Well, thanks for giving us that great demo. Where can people go if they want to find out more information about Transposit and maybe besides going and seeing you at the show?
Well, they can always reach us at transposit.com. And, we're happy to talk to people. And we also have a free trial sign up on the website. So if anyone just wants to, show up and sign up and get started, we'd love for them to try us out.
Great. Well, thanks for being with VMblog, and we look forward to seeing you at the show.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys.